Hi everyone. hope everyone is liking the whole series. I think we had looked at different parts of the product management, what product management does, and things like that. But today I thought I'll speak about something slightly different, which is more around on what a day-to-day of a product manager would look like. Typically, it would vary, like I said, based on the type of companies you work for, based on the domain that you work for, but. But I had worked for different companies, different domains, so I'm going to give you like a vague picture about how my day-to-day would look like. So that sort of just resonate with what most of the product managers' life would look like. So generally, I'm an early bird, so just let's not think about what I do between 5 to 7 and things like that. I think let's say a typical day starts about 9 o'clock. Generally, we start with at least I start with going through the emails and technology news for the day. So I start my day with that. So you understand what's really happening on the domain. You understand what's really happening on the industry, and I'll also go through the emails to just see if everything is looking good or not. Especially for companies where we work across boundaries, where we have teams in India, if we have teams working in different time zones, then your emails tend to be always bounded with a lot of things that is flowing your way. So that's something to look at. So once that is done, the next thing probably I would do generally is to be able to sit out on the metrics page of the product to be able to understand if there is anything that is popping out today. Is there something that has to be looked at which haven't seen in a while? There is something not working right. There could be loading issues. There could be a certain data that is out of scope. Is there something alarming or not? So that is something that would happen between, let's say, 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock, 10 to 11. So that's exactly where I would spend my time on. Generally about 11:30 is where you tend to have the stand-up meetings across the team, where we will be able to talk about what are the things that we're working on, or what are the places we have bottlenecks. Is there places that if there are blockers that has to be sorted, that's exactly the place where we tend to bring it up, saying, okay, this is exactly what we have to work on. Once things like these gets over, then would be a day-to-day affair. Starts there. I would generally look at what are my priorities for the day, or what are the priorities that I'm working on the specific sprint. So I may just spend time on Jira, understanding what are the different tasks that is happening at this point in time. Is there are things that has to be looked at, and is there are calls to be made around that? So that's exactly what the typical first half of the day generally is, and it doesn't really change much at all. I think most of my first halves generally tend to be around this, but on the second half it is always fluctuating. There's customer meetings, there is internal team discussions. It could be vision oriented, it could be product release oriented. So there's a lot of sort of action that is happening on the second half of the day, where we tend to speak about things like what all I shared now, and typically we also might be able to spend the group discussions, whiteboard exercises, or orientations, and then being able to evangelize about certain things, and like I said, the customer interactions, those sort of things that sort of just dominate the second half of the day. I tend to just plot it out that way. Different product managers has different way of running their days, but that's also the reason why product management is pretty exciting, purely because there is not a typical standard fashion at which you work. There's not a typical standard in terms of your day-to-day is concerned. One day could be really strenuous, the other day it could be seriously light, purely because of the way the works are getting allocated. And there will always be the day that you wake up with one of those emails that's going to just keep you awake the whole day. So that's something that I like and enjoy about being a product manager. So that's about it. And this is like I said, it's my typical day. It could vary based on the type of product managers you are in, and it could also vary based on the type of product management domain you took. Like I said, it could be an internal product manager, or a B2B product manager, or a consumer product manager. Based on this, your day-to-day would differ. But more or less, I feel being a customer-facing sort of product manager, this might be how a typical day would look like. And like I said, it's pretty interesting and engaging. I'll keep you posted on the next video, and let's catch up again. Have a good day.